In a quaint, picturesque village nestled between rolling hills and dense, ancient forests, the bond between humans and cats was a unique and cherished aspect of life. Each household had a feline companion, adored and pampered, weaving themselves into the fabric of daily life. The villagers took pride in their cats, which roamed freely, their elegant forms a common sight along the cobblestone streets and lush gardens. Among these cherished cats was a sleek, black cat named Midnight. Midnight had been with his owner, Agatha, for as long as he could remember. Agatha, an elderly woman with a kind heart and gentle demeanor, had found Midnight as a kitten, abandoned and alone. She had taken him in, nurturing him with love and care. Over the years, their bond had grown incredibly strong. Midnight understood Agatha's moods and emotions, often providing comfort with his soft purrs and gentle nuzzles. Agatha, in turn, seemed to know exactly what Midnight needed, from the right scratch behind the ears to the perfect spot of sunlight for an afternoon nap. Midnight was known throughout the village not only for his glossy black fur, but also for his calm and composed nature. He was a natural leader among the village cats, often seen guiding younger or more timid cats in their explorations. His presence exuded a sense of tranquility and assurance, making him a beloved figure among both the feline and human residents of the village. Another prominent cat in the village was Luna, a beautiful white cat with a mysterious air. Luna lived with Clara, a young artist whose vivid imagination and creative spirit seemed to be perfectly complemented by Luna's ethereal presence. Luna's piercing blue eyes could capture anyone's attention, often leaving them feeling as though she could see straight into their soul. Despite her somewhat aloof nature, Luna shared a deep and unspoken bond with Clara. Luna was more than just a pet, she was Clara's muse, inspiring her paintings and often appearing in her artwork as a symbol of grace and mystery. The village cats were a close-knit group, their interactions a delicate dance of social cues and body language. They spent their days lounging together in the sun, playfully chasing butterflies in the meadows, and occasionally venturing into the forest for a bit of adventure. Their communication was a complex system of meows, purrs, and silent gestures, forming deep emotional connections not just with their human companions, but with each other as well. These bonds created a sense of community among the cats, a shared understanding that went beyond mere survival. The villagers, too, enjoyed observing the interactions of their feline companions. They often gathered in the village square, sharing stories of their cats' latest antics and marveling at their intelligence and grace. Children would giggle as they played with the cats, while adults found solace in the quiet companionship their feline friends offered. Life in the village was idyllic, a perfect blend of human and feline harmony. The cats, with their unique personalities and deep connections to their human families, were an integral part of this peaceful existence. Little did they know, this tranquility was about to be disrupted, setting the stage for a series of events that would challenge their bonds and test their resilience. The arrival of a new cat, one who carried with him the weight of past hardships and a fierce independence, would soon shake the very foundation of their serene life. One fateful afternoon, a new cat arrived in the village. His name was Storm, a large, gray tomcat with striking green eyes and a fierce demeanor. Storm was a stray, hardened by life on the streets, and he carried with him an air of defiance and distrust. The village cats were wary of him, sensing the tension he brought with him. Midnight, being the natural leader of the village cats, approached Storm with caution. He tried to extend a friendly paw, but Storm was not interested in making friends. He hissed and swiped at Midnight, asserting his dominance. The other cats watched from a distance, their fur bristling with unease. As days passed, Storm's presence began to disrupt the harmony of the village. He would steal food, invade other cats' territories, and pick fights. The once peaceful village was now a place of unrest. Midnight found himself increasingly angry and frustrated with Storm, struggling to maintain the peace he had worked so hard to cultivate. The emotional connections among the village cats began to fray. Trust was replaced with suspicion, and camaraderie with hostility. Even the bond between Midnight and Agatha was affected, as Midnight's growing anger made him more distant and irritable. One evening, Storm's aggression reached its peak. He attacked Luna while she was resting in Clara's garden, leaving her with a nasty gash on her side. Clara found her beloved cat injured and bleeding, and her heart broke at the sight. Luna's pain resonated deeply with Clara, and she vowed to find a way to restore peace in the village. Word of the attack spread quickly among the village cats. They were outraged, and Midnight's anger boiled over. He could no longer stand by and watch his friends suffer. It was time to confront Storm and put an end to his tyranny. The confrontation took place in the village square, under the watchful eyes of the other cats. Midnight and Storm faced each other, their eyes locked in a fierce stare. Midnight's fur bristled with anger, while Storm's eyes glinted with defiance. As they clashed, the village cats watched in tense silence. The fight was intense, with fur flying and claws slashing. But in the midst of the chaos, something unexpected happened. Agatha, who had been watching from a distance, stepped forward and called out to Midnight. "Midnight, stop!" she cried, her voice trembling with emotion. "This isn't the way." Her words cut through the haze of anger that had consumed Midnight. He paused, panting heavily, and looked at Agatha. In her eyes, he saw a reflection of his own pain and frustration. He realized that his anger, while justified, was only fueling the cycle of violence. Midnight stepped back, breaking the cycle of aggression. Storm, though still defiant, was taken aback by this unexpected turn. The village cats, sensing a shift, began to relax their tense postures. Agatha approached Storm cautiously. She extended her hand, and after a moment's hesitation, Storm allowed her to stroke his fur. Her touch was gentle and soothing, a stark contrast to the harsh world he was used to. "You're not alone anymore, Storm," Agatha said softly. "You don't have to fight." Storm's eyes softened as he looked at Agatha. For the first time, he felt a glimmer of something he hadn't felt in a long time: trust. The emotional walls he had built around himself began to crumble, and he allowed himself to be vulnerable. Midnight watched this interaction with a mix of relief and admiration. He realized that the key to restoring peace in the village was not through anger and violence, but through understanding and compassion. He approached Storm and gave a soft, conciliatory meow. Storm responded with a hesitant purr. It was a small gesture, but it marked the beginning of a new understanding. The village cats slowly gathered around, their animosity melting away as they witnessed this moment of reconciliation. With Storm no longer a threat, the village began to heal. The cats gradually rebuilt their emotional connections, stronger than before. They welcomed Storm into their community, teaching him the ways of the village and showing him that he was now part of their family. Midnight and Storm developed a mutual respect for each other. They often patrolled the village together, ensuring that peace was maintained. The other cats followed their example, fostering a sense of unity and cooperation. Luna recovered from her injuries, and her bond with Clara grew even stronger. Clara, inspired by the events, painted a beautiful mural in the village square, depicting the harmony among the cats. It served as a reminder of the power of compassion and understanding. Agatha continued to care for Midnight, their bond deeper than ever. She also extended her love to Storm, who had become a frequent visitor to her home. The once feared tomcat had found a place where he belonged, and his fierce demeanor softened with each passing day. The village returned to its tranquil state, with cats lounging in the sun and playing in the meadows. The emotional connections among the cats and their human companions flourished, built on a foundation of trust, empathy, and love. In the end, the village cats learned that anger, while a powerful emotion, could be transformed into something positive through understanding and compassion. They had weathered the storm together, emerging stronger and more connected than ever before.